Have you ever wondered what drives us? What motivates us? The things that inspire us to do more and excel more? We at LPU Batangas are driven by passion, dedication, challenges, and opportunities. Every day, we take new steps to a continuous journey to improve and grow, raising the bar of quality and excellence in education beyond borders. Welcome to Lyceum of the Philippines, University Batangas.
Hi and good day everyone. I am Sir Ivan and welcome to the Global English Competitiveness Program. This is a project of the Commission on Higher Education in partnership with these outstanding and prestigious universities and learning institutions here in the Philippines. To start off, let me introduce our virtual friend and learning assistant, Laika.
Thanks, Sir Ivan. Grammar is important in traveling because it allows you to communicate effectively with locals and other travelers. When you use good grammar, people are more likely to understand you and be willing to help you. This can be especially important in situations where you need to ask for directions, order food, or book accommodation. Good grammar can also help you to avoid misunderstandings. For example, if you make a grammatical mistake when writing a sign, it could lead to people getting lost or confused. Additionally, using good grammar can help you to make a good impression on people and make friends more easily. Now, let's begin with Lesson 1. Let's go on a trip. Traveling nowadays has become a significant part of modern life. Millions of people all over the world travel in their own countries and to foreign lands to discover new things and to understand the cultures of the world we live in. Can you identify these world landmarks? Number 1 is the Angkor Wat in Siem Reap, Cambodia. Now, let's build your vocabulary. Match the words on the left with their corresponding meanings or related terms on the right. Now, Sir Ivan, let's start with Lesson 1. This is all about inversion with negative adverbials. In English grammar, inversion is a grammatical construction in which the subject and verb of a sentence are reversed. This occurs when the sentence begins with a negative adverbial, such as never, rarely, or scarcely. For example, never have I seen such a beautiful sight. Rarely do I travel to Europe. Scarcely had I arrived in Paris when I got lost. Inversion with negative adverbials is often used in travel writing to create a sense of excitement or anticipation. It can also be used to emphasize the negative aspects of travel, such as the difficulty of getting around or the lack of creature comforts. Rarely do I find a hotel that meets my needs. Scarcely had I stepped off the plane when I was overwhelmed by the heat and humidity. Never have I seen such a beautiful sunset. In formal English, we can place a negative or restrictive adverb at the beginning of a sentence to make the sentence more emphatic or dramatic. When we do this, the adverb is then followed by an inversion, auxiliary verb plus subject plus verb. See the example below. I could find this panoramic view nowhere. Nowhere could I find this panoramic view. When there is no auxiliary verb, we use do or does for present or did for past as auxiliary. I reach this far-flung province only now. Only now do I reach this far-flung province. I didn't know an unwary traveler until we met. Not until we met did I know an unwary traveler. Hardly, barely, scarcely, no sooner. We normally use hardly, when, barely, when, scarcely, when, and no sooner than in narratives with past perfect in the inversion. Hardly had we arrived home when we heard the news. Barely had I opened the travel magazine when he put on music. Adverbial plus clause plus inversion. Note that after some adverbials, such as only if and only when we use a subordinate clause, subject plus verb, and that the inversion is never in the subordinate clause but in the main verb of the sentence. Only when I sleep can I forget about that tedious journey. Not. The same happens with other adverbials, such as not since and not until. We use a subordinate clause, subject plus verb, and the inversion is never in the subordinate clause, but in the sentence's main verb. Not since I was a child have I experienced a luxurious accommodation. We must always use not followed by another element before the inversion. Not often can we see such a quaint village. Adverbs of frequency. We can also use inversion after the negative or restrictive adverbs of frequency, such as seldom, rarely, or never. We often use never to talk about experiences. In that case, we normally use present perfect or past perfect. Never have I experienced such poor service. Little did I know about this town when arrived. The next activity is for your review. Choose the correct option to complete the sentences below. He can speak French, but rarely he uses, seldom does he use, not once does he use it in public, and almost never when on diplomatic duty. The correct answer is seldom does he use. Rarely he uses is grammatically correct, but it is not the most common way to say it. It is more common to say seldom does he use in this context. Not once does he use is also grammatically correct, but it means that he has never used French in public or on diplomatic duty. This is not what the sentence is saying, so it is not the correct answer. Next is a gap fill activity. Choose the correct answer from the pool of words on the box. Number 1. Blank, have I seen such a breathtaking view? Number 2. Blank, have I tasted such delicious food before? The correct answer for number 1 is rarely, and for number 2 is never. Rarely and never are used to describe something that happens very infrequently or never at all. Now testing your communicative skills in reading, scan the QR code and read the article UNESCO adds new sites to the World Heritage List by Tamara Hardingham Gill, posted on the CNN website. Then, answer the following questions. Now, to check on your understanding of the lessons discussed, here are some activities for you to try out. And that ends lessons 1. There you have it, Sir Ivan, back to you.
Thank you, Laika. You're such a big help. For your writing and speaking output, rubrics adopted from the Cambridge Language Test Scale are also provided, or you can have your work checked by ChatGPT. Now, to wrap up Lesson 1 of Module number 11, on enriching your vocabulary, we are presented with words used in traveling. In grammar, you are introduced to the inversion with negative adverbials. And in developing your communicative skills, listening, reading, writing, and speaking, you exercised your ability to synthesize, evaluate, lost information, and more importantly, express yourself. I hope you had fun learning. Until next time, I am Teacher Ivan. Learn differently and live differently.